Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday night World Meditation. This is a wonderful time for us to span time zones and oceans and continents and be together in a shared practice of our studenthood. As before we begin, I would like to take a few moments to just sit back and get a little still and get into the moment. And then I'm going to read to you from Steps to Knowledge and we'll meditate together. So let us first surround and protect ourselves with the love and the grace of God. I'm going to read to you from Steps to Knowledge. This is the big goal book. And I've chosen this step today based on what's going on in the world, and I think it may be of help to everyone. It's step 230. My suffering is born of confusion. And we certainly are living in times of confusion and suffering worldwide. So let me begin. Your suffering is born of confusion. Allow yourself to be confused so that you may recognize the true path of reclamation. Is this idea confusing to you? It may be confusing because people will not accept their confusion. They will tell lies about it, saying they are certain when they are confused, projecting blame upon others to excuse themselves, or projecting blame upon themselves to excuse others. All of this represents confusion. When you realize that you are confused, then you can claim the means to regain your certainty. If you do not accept that you are confused, you will impose substitutes for certainty upon yourself and the world, and thus remove yourself from the possibility of receiving your certainty. Sun is shining on me. This is why you must realize that your confusion is the source of your suffering, and you must allow yourself to be confused to recognize your true predicament. Recognizing your true predicament, you will see the great need for knowledge, and this will engender in you the dedication and the self-application that is necessary for you to receive that which is your inheritance. Today, repeat this idea upon the hour, and do not forget to do so. In your 2 longer practice periods, engage your mind actively in attempting to understand the depth and the meaning of today's idea. Recognize objectively of all of the feelings and the thoughts that are in favor of it, and all of the feelings and the thoughts that are opposed to it. Take special care to recognize any objection that you might have to today's idea. Then recognize the power of this idea within your own mind. This will give you a recognition of today's idea and its true meaning. This will also help enable you to realize objectively the current construction of your mind. This is all part of your education as a student of knowledge. Give yourself to considering today's idea and do not be complacent with simple answers and explanations, for today's idea contains a gift you have not yet experienced. And as I was reading that step and planning it for tonight, I thought that there might be a little something else that would be helpful. And I found it. I have been reading Greater Community Spirituality, which is my latest and greatest favorite book. And the chapter is How is Wisdom Achieved in Life? So if we are confused and suffering, how do we get out of the confusion and the suffering or alleviate it to some extent? So how is wisdom achieved in life seemed like a great place to go to as a resource. So I went there, and sure enough, I found some information that I thought was really helpful. And I will read a couple of passages for you. Wisdom is understanding how to apply knowledge in the real world. Wisdom is cultivated by following knowledge and by developing skills in the world. This is a really important part. It is based upon the cultivation of discernment and discretion, two very fundamental aspects of your education. And there are 2 chapters in wisdom books that talk about that. Let us explore what wisdom is, and then we shall discuss how it can be developed most effectively. Sun's just shining in my face here. This requires a different kind of education. Learning to deal with the tangible world in a practical way and to open yourself to the mystery of your life with reverence and humility represents a new threshold in learning. It passes through the threshold and many thresholds beyond it that it will generate. Wisdom is your life. The ability to know what must be done is in your life. The ability to know what must be done and the skill to learn how to do it and how to carry it forward effectively. And here's more about discernment and discretion. Here we must speak of discernment and discretion. Discernment is knowing what something is as it truly exists at this moment. Discretion is the ability to hold wisdom within yourself, to hold an awareness within yourself without sharing it with others inappropriately. Discernment is knowing what you are dealing with. Discretion is knowing how to communicate with it. Both of these require the willingness to be instructed, the willingness to learn, and the willingness to revise or unlearn things that have proven to be counterproductive for you. This requires restraint. That's another huge thing to develop. This also requires that you hold in abeyance many of your needs. The need for recognition, the need for validation, the need to express yourself, the need to be accepted by others, the need to overcome your adversaries, the need to be unique or special, and the need to have all of your wishes fulfilled. I'm sure you can recognize yourself in some of those. I certainly can. These needs must be overcome in order for you to have this greater presence of mind and security in life. So let us think about that for a little bit. And next, we're going to take a little time to prepare ourselves to read our own, your own step, or to consider what I've just shared with you. So we're going to take a 30-minute meditation and share our practice together. And I'll see you in 30 minutes. Nasi Nivari Karam. Now we're in this place of stillness. I would like to share something with you from The New World, the book The New World. It's the last chapter and it's called The Future of Humanity. And what I'm about to read speaks to the importance of the times that we're living in, the importance of the message, the importance of the messenger, and the importance of our response. So from The Future of Humanity, humanity has a great future, but an uncertain future, a future that is now being challenged by great change that is coming to the world, a future that is being challenged by those races in the universe who are interfering in human affairs and seeking to take advantage of a weak and divided humanity. You have come to a point where the future and the fate of humanity will be decided in the years to come. And it will be determined by how humanity responds to the great change that is coming to the world and to competition from the universe around you over who will have the commanding influence over the future and the fate of the human family. People do not realize they are living in such a monumental turning point, such a pivotal time in humanity's long history. It is not in people's thoughts, it is not in people's conversations, but it is at a deeper level in people's experience. For those who will be the first to encounter this new revelation, it perhaps will be confusing because it deals so much with the future of humanity and to a lesser degree to humanity's present circumstances and difficulties. But this has always been the nature of the great revelations, the revelations brought by the messengers over the course of human history. Here, instead of having faith in God, you learn to respond to knowledge. Here, instead of establishing fantastic belief systems and defending them against other belief systems, you begin to respond and to follow knowledge. Here, instead of idolizing and worshiping teachers and messengers, you learn how to recognize knowledge in one another, which is the wisest part of each person. Great stories have been told about messengers of the past, but who knows the reality of revelation? Fantastic tales of miracles and superhuman qualities, fantastic tales of cavorting with the angelic host. But who in the world knows what real revelation looks like? How it is experienced and expressed? At first, even the messenger himself will not proclaim. It is the message itself that proclaims. The message proclaims itself to be what it is. It represents its source and its purpose. It speaks of living fully in the moment and preparing wisely for the future. For the creator of all life wills that humanity will prepare for its future, a future unlike the past, a future that people will not or cannot see, but which can be seen, felt, and known. There are many new things that must be learned and understood. There are many things that were never needed before that are needed now. There is a great need to uplift the human spirit and to educate humanity about the reality and the spirituality of life in the universe. But who can teach these things? They cannot be learned at a university or in any church or mosque or temple. These things must come from God, for only God knows fully the human heart and the human spirit. Only God knows fully the history and the destiny of humanity. Thus, a revelation has been sent through one man, the messenger, sent as messages have always been sent, entering the world in a simple, humble form, without pageantry, without great drama, without great demonstration. Do not lose faith in the power and presence of knowledge within you and within others to recognize and to respond to this, and to see the great opportunity to forge a new union in the human family, a union built by necessity, a union built in the fire of necessity, a union built by the recognition that together you can succeed, where in the past you have failed. The warning is upon you, but the blessing is upon you as well. For God loves humanity and does not want to see you fail or lose your freedom as you emerge into a greater community of life in the universe. You must have this love and this faith and this commitment to humanity as well. If you do, you will begin to experience the power and the grace of knowledge within yourself. You will see that you too have come into the world at this time specifically to make a unique contribution to certain people in certain circumstances. And though you may not yet realize who these people are or what their circumstances are, you will feel the power and the presence of knowledge moving you, freeing you, reshaping your life, recasting your commitments, moving you in a new direction. May this blessing be yours to experience, for it is a blessing truly. May these times arouse a new, deeper commitment and a deeper courage. May you see that your future is before you, to be decided at this time of great transition. May you recognize that you as an individual must make these decisions and not simply rely on others to make them for you. May you recognize that the power and the grace of knowledge live within you, beneath the surface of your mind. Within your heart, you know these things, you know things the mind cannot understand, and that your true identity exists beyond the realm and the reach of the intellect, the power and the presence of knowledge. May you hear these words with your heart and with an open mind to see the great love that they demonstrate and the great respect and trust that they offer to you who do not yet have your own self-respect and trust. And with these words, let us consider the journey that the messenger has been through in order to bring this vast message to us from the creator of all life. His journey has been long and exacting, and there is yet more to do in the road ahead. So he will need strength, he will need courage, he will need the commitment from us. And let us send him our gratitude and our love and strength to him. Now you may take some time to send your love and gratitude and strength and any other quality that you think someone in your life may need. Nasi Nawari Karam.